extent to which the wax warms is like as much as the candle will ever light going forward. So if you can, you want to wait and get it to go all the way to the edge. So that is my intention for the candle tonight. I wanted to do a kind of life update-esque whisper ramble, but I don't have a whole lot to share life update-wise. So instead, it's just gonna be classic chill ramble. The light from the candle is hitting my camera in such a way that it's making these 3 little dots there. I don't know if you can see them, but it's just refracted light. I keep going to wipe stuff off my shirt, but it's not on my shirt. Today, on my walk with my dog, I ran into an old friend. Old-ish. We've been friends like about 5 years. So not a super old friend, not like a high school or college friend, but an old friend. And it was funny because I have been thinking about him. Is that true? Yes, I have been thinking about him generally, but what I meant to say was that specifically today, in the morning, I had thought of him. And I was wondering how he was, and he has this piece of art in his home of 3 women in the air, not quite holding hands, but kind of like their hands are linked like this, and they're dancing, but something about them seems vaguely witchy to me, and I've always loved it, and the image just popped into my head this morning, and I thought of him and that piece, and I wondered how he was. I almost texted him, but then I thought, my perception has been that he's been really busy lately, so I said, I'll text him later when I'm more available to hang out, when he's more available to hang out, so I didn't text him. But I haven't seen him in like 6 months, and we live in the same neighborhood, so that's really unusual. He travels a lot for work, but it's still really unusual. So I ran into him today while I was walking the dog, and I waved, and he kind of just waved because he didn't know who I was for a second, because he was on the opposite side of the street and couldn't really see me. And then he was like, oh my god. So he came over and said hi. And he's always so charming and fun to talk to, and I was really distracted because I was walking the dog, and she has been so good lately. She's really calmed down. She's 3 now, so even though she's still really energetic, she's way calmer. But today she was really crazy on her walk because we had to go later than usual because of stuff that they were doing at the house. I'll get into that later, but so she was on one. So I had like a hat that I had been wearing. I folded it. I had it under my arm. I was still carrying like a little dog bag, and I was trying to control my dog, who is sweet but really energetic, and she's been excellent lately at this, at not barking at other dogs on the walk. But today, because we went so late, she was barking and saying hi and just like announcing herself everywhere we were going. So I couldn't really fully engage in the conversation with my friend. Like I wish I could have. Anyway, it was really great to see him. And as he was leaving, he was like, say hello to your walk together. Like 97% of the time, we walk the dog together. But on this particular day, like I said, there was some work being done on our place, and also my partner, got stuck in a call towards the end of the day that just was seemingly never ending. Usually when that happens, I'll wait for him. We both work from home, and then we'll go out. Well, whatever, it doesn't matter. My partner doesn't work home from every day, but we end the day together. And so I'll wait for him, and then when he's off his last call or finished doing what he needs to do, we go together with the dog. But this call was taking forever. The dog was getting really rammy, and so I went ahead. When I do that, what my partner will do is, if he gets off the call in a reasonable amount of time, he knows the route we take. There's a few routes we take, but I'll say I'm taking this route, and I'll say okay, and then he'll meet us like going reverse around the same route, so we always run into each other. One other thing I'll say is I just used the word rammy. I said the dog was getting rammy, and I always thought that was a real word, but I've realized lately that I think that it's just a word that my mom used when we were young to talk about me and my sister. She would say the girls are getting rammy. The girls are getting rammy. And I think it is an abbreviation of rambunctious, maybe. I'm not sure, but I've started to use it for the dog. I imagine if I become a parent, I will notice more and more things like that, like things that my mom did when we were young, coming out through me. But rammy about the dog is the first thing I've ever noticed like that. All this to say, I've been going somewhere with this, okay? All this to say, my friend saw us walk way together back home, and this friend was at our wedding, and we got home, and I texted my friend just like, for real, sorry I was distracted, it was so good to see you, I legitimately was thinking about you this morning, and I hope we can get together soon. And he said that would be great, and he said, I love that you two walk together. That is so beautiful that you and your partner walk together. And I said thank you, because he's just really I think really sees a lot in my relationship with my partner, and it's really kind of him to say things like that. And I think in this particular case, something was going through his own head that I've been remembering this evening and been like, oh yeah, that sucks, which is that so he just got divorced, and actually today he was like, the house that they had shared together sold, and he's like, the day that house closes is 4 years to the date of when they got divorced. So he was really happy about that. Obviously it was hard to sell market-wise right now, so he feels lucky that it sold and that he was able to get a little resolution on that part of his life. And all this is to say that he and his wife were not super compatible. She's definitely not a bad person, but they definitely weren't compatible. And this friend of mine is older than me, right? Like, they had a whole life together, a whole thing. So they still on fairly good terms. They're still in each other's lives, but they just were never compatible. They got married young, and my friend told me that he told me that broadly she never had time to spend with him. And one of my friend's love languages is so clearly quality time. And she never had time to spend with him. She was always working a lot. And even on their honeymoon, they got married and they went on a honeymoon. Even on their honeymoon, I think they went to Mexico. My friend woke up every morning and looked at his new wife and was so happy to be with her, and would want to eat a leisurely breakfast together and go on a walk through the town or explore together. And even on their honeymoon, which is a vacation about you two together, right? She was not available to him to eat breakfast together because she would want to get up and first thing go for a run, go for a long run, an hour, 2-hour long run, plus a shower, etc. A long run. And could not be bothered to not do that in order to compromise with her new husband and have breakfast with him. Anyway, he told me that a while ago, and I remember thinking, oh wow, that's what a lack of quality time. If you need quality time, that is a true lack of it. A true lack of it. And anyway, I just think he saw us today walking home together with our little doggo and was like, oh, that's truly beautiful. To him, that's truly beautiful. To me, I don't know if it's beautiful, but I do value quality time, and it is one of my favorite moments of the day. Sometimes I like it when my partner's busy and I walk the dog by myself because it's a time where I can think. I don't listen to music, I don't call anyone, I just think. But the 97% of the time that I do it with my partner, it's really nice because we just chat and share about our day, and it is beautiful. It's beautiful, but not capital B beautiful. I think my friend would say capital B beautiful, but I'm it's nice, So that's that. Another thing I can tell you is that this past weekend was my sister's birthday. Her husband sent us a thank you card where he used probably 8 different mushroom puns. The cover of the card had mushrooms on it, so we were delighted by it and so inspired by it that for my sister's birthday card, we did a lot of cheese buns. Cheese. Plus a caprese thing, because the card had a little bunny on it looking through a piece of caprese, like a tomato and basil and mozzarella situation, and on it said happy birthday, go caprese. So based on that, we did a lot of cheese puns, even though it's only loosely cheese related on the cover, and then we did a sentence that was strictly caprese themed, and she freaking loved it. And we were credit where credit's due, this is because of what your husband sent to us. And he was like, no, I'm pretty sure that you outbunned me. They're so lame, you guys, but I'll try to remember some for you. It was happy birthday, another Gruyere older, and you've never looked a burrata. You better believe it. We on your special day. Basically, okay, this is the crazy part. It was something like, basically, I love you from my head, tomatoes, matzah love. We hope your husband throws you a party so you can go crazy. Am I forgetting any? Oh, you're the best Swister. That's probably the worst one, but that's also the one she loved the most. It said, you're the best Swister we could ask for. Oh my god. She loved it so much, she read it twice in our family, like FaceTime on her birthday, because someone didn't hear it the first time. My aunt is visiting my mom right now, and she didn't hear it, so my sister read it again, and she was like freaking tickled, which is so funny. We had, like, my family, me and my parents and my partner, we had all chipped in on a, what do you call it? A standing mixer. But we bought it when they were all on sale after Christmas into the new year. And then we all chipped in to get her a standing mixer, a stand mixer, a standing mixer, whatever. And it was supposed to be a surprise. Her husband was supposed to intercept the package and then hide it until her birthday, which was this month. So we bought it very far in advance, and it would have been hard for him to hide it. So it's okay the way it worked out. Basically, it arrived to their house, and on the side of the box, like emblazoned in huge letters, it was like KitchenAid stand mixer, you know. And my sister was like, surely this is not for you, even though it's addressed to you. And he was like, yeah, it's your birthday gift. So she opened it early. No one was mad about that because she had happened to take a cake decorating class at a pretty bougie place, actually. And I say that because she felt that it was like so nice, and it was so nice. And it's because her boss was meant to go, but couldn't last minute, and my sister had done like extra work to help out the group, and so her boss was like, would you like to go in my stead? I'm working late tonight, I can't go. Go ahead and go. And my sister was like, okay, I'll go. So she went. She had a blast. There were cocktails, like glitter spray for the cake, all sorts of decorations, little snacks. Like, it was really well done, I guess. And my sister loved it. And it just so happens that she happened to already have this stand mixer from us, so she was able to continue doing the recipes at home and practice them to get better at them, for a special kind of cake. And then the buttercream frosting, which takes, she's told me, but I forget, but like X amount of hours that you have to leave the mixer whipping it, like 2 hours or something. And so you could do it by hand, but like you're not going to do it by hand. So she's only been able to do it with the stand mixer. And after the class, she found out how much the class cost, and she was like, wow, that is very expensive. I guess this will be my first and only class here. And she was very grateful to have gone, but she was like, yeah, okay. But since then, it's probably been like 3 months since that first cake class. She's made a bunch of cakes. It's her new hobby, and it's such a cool hobby for her. It's such a cool hobby, period. And it's perfect for her because she's always liked baking. Always. She really likes helping people and like doing nice things for her friends and loved ones. So she's made a bunch of baby shower cakes, a bunch of like engagement party cakes, birthday cakes. nice for her that she's able to make something and then give it away. It encourages her to be creative. She's always been creative, but I think as an adult she has not always felt that she is creative, and her husband does a good job of bringing out her creative self because he's a creative for, like, professionally. But this is her own thing and own way to be creative, and encourage her to do it on a regular basis and all of that. She can use tons of bright colors for the frosting. She's always loved bright colors, and finally she told me that it is helping her get over her perfectionistic tendencies. Because you can't really redo the cake. Yeah, so like when she makes a mistake, it's best to try to fix it in the way that you can with what's available to you, by hiding it or adding to it or leaning into the mistake or whatever it is. So that's been really good for her too, she said. Anyway, I just love that she loves it so much. She just dove in at first. She makes like probably a multi-layer buttercream decorated to the nines cake every other weekend, I would say. And she's really enjoying it. So we had gotten her the stand mixer. Her husband got her a gift card so she can take another cake class. Beautiful. And then I think his mom got my sister a book of different, what is it called, like frosting tips for flowers. There's a lot of different tips, obviously, and then a lot of different ways to use each one. So this book goes over all of that, and will be a great way to practice, offer her a little bit of structure, a little bit of structure. So anyway, I just love that for her. I love when people find a new hobby that really lights them up and they just dive into it. My dad similarly has gotten really into bonsai trees lately. I want, when I go home for Christmas, for him to like maybe do a tour with me, ASMR style, of all his trees. That could be cool. Do I have a hobby? You know what, I do. I'm getting back into my language study, which is so satisfying for me. And I discussed this a bit on my Patreon, but I've been deepening, I don't know why I said that weird, I've been deepening my tarot study in a way that has been very fulfilling for me too of late. So, we say our family like really tends to fixate on things in a mostly healthy way, but like we really go all in on stuff. We really go all in. I'll have to ramble later about my dad's bonsai hobby, for example, because it's a hobby that requires a lot of patience, and that is something that my dad historically has not had. So it's just very funny to see him trying so hard to wait